Hey guys, it's Bro You Whack, and I got early access to Season 4, which means I got a chance to play this brand new Brigitte change. Your eyes ain't deceiving you! That is a double shield with Brigitte. Today, we're gonna be going over all the brand new hero changes that's gonna be coming to Season 4. That's definitely gonna be shaking up the meta. And after watching this video, I want you to comment down below what you think about all these hero changes and reworks. So let's first look at the tank and DPS changes because they're kinda gonna be the most irrelevant, where we're really gonna wanna spend most of this video talking about the Brigitte and Mercy changes. First and foremost, Reinhardt is going to be getting an overall nerf. His armor is going to get reduced by 50 points from 300 to 50. However, his base health is going to get a slight buff of 25 points. But if you know anything about armor and health, armor is way more protective of your overall HP. So this is an overall nerf for Reinhardt main, which I would argue is pretty devastating for Reinhardt because, well, Reinhardt, the thing about him is that he truly is supposed to just absorb all of this incoming damage, not only with his shield, but also just with his own body because he is so big and giant. And with that missing 25 points to his health, let alone his armor, he's definitely going to be less sustainable in the fight, and he's going to require just a little bit more attention from like the Ana or the Baptiste. But does this mean that Reinhardt is going to fall from grace and Reinmains are going to have to find a new tank to play in Season 4? I don't think so. I think the 25 points, while it is somewhat devastating, I don't think it's going to be a make or break for Reinhardt. Now, the only other tank to get changed at the beginning of Season 4 is Sigma, but specifically to his rock ability. Now, the impact damage of the rock got reduced by 20 points, going from 60 to 40. However, you still can do a total of 80 damage for the explosion and impact. However, the rock also got buffed, where the knockdown duration got increased by like, what is that, like 0.3 seconds? And it's very noticeable when you compare it side by side, but when it comes to his stun ability, 0.3 seconds is actually very huge. Is this gonna make Sigma a must-pick tank? Is this gonna replace Reinhardt? Absolutely not. But what this is gonna do for Sigma specifically is make him more favorable for flank heroes. Genji, Tracer, Doomfist, heroes like a Reaper if they're ballsy enough, or Torbjorn. I mean, technically everyone can be a flank hero if you really want to try, but traditional flank heroes are gonna have to watch out. Cassidy mains, I'm sorry, but your base health got reduced by 25 points, going from 225 to 200, but the magnet grenade, something that we have been begging for the longest time, unless your Cassidy main, got nerfed, where the damage as a whole got reduced from 131, that one comes from the impact damage, all the way to 120. Now, 11 points, that might not seem like a lot, but what this does is that whenever you stick somebody and you do one body shot, it no longer kills them. And that was always a lethal combo with Cassidy, was that you would stick somebody like a Genji after you got done deflecting, you gave him a body shot, and 9 out of 10 times it would kill him, whether you did the body shot before or after the explosion. Now, if anyone's gonna suffer the most from these changes, I think Cassidy is definitely gonna be the hero that suffers the most, not only because you're gonna be dying a lot easier because you're lower in base health, but you also don't have the cheese tactic anymore. Whether you relied on it or not, that was always a reason to play Cassidy, was because you could easily secure kills, especially on flank heroes like Genji. Before we look at Brigitte and Mercy, we gotta look at this Ana change, because this is one of the most unique changes that I've ever seen being applied to a hero, because this is a nerf specifically to her sleep dart, where the maximum duration got reduced from 5 seconds to 3.5 seconds, but only for tanks. That means that all tank heroes, if they're slept by the Ana, are gonna wake up a whole lot quicker compared to DPS heroes. And this is very unique because I don't think there's an ability in the game that interacts with the role of a hero specifically. So even though this is unique, I still want to point out that this is actually a huge nerf to Ana, because you would, not always obviously, but a lot of the time you would use a sleep dart on a charging Reinhardt or a feeding Hammond or just a tank that's out of position because uh-oh, you got caught with your pants down. But now that it's 1.5 seconds less, that's a big nerf. That's a big change for Ana mains, where it could drastically drop their stock. Now, I don't really know how I feel about abilities interacting with roles differently, because something special about Overwatch was that it was very easy to understand. And unless you watch a video like this, you would have no idea that Ana sleep dart does different time sleeps for different roles, because they don't show the numbers next to their abilities, or at least it's not very clear that it does something differently to different roles. Ladies and gentlemen, we have finally reached the point of the video that you have all been waiting for. The Brigitte Ultimate Rework. And yep, your eyes are not deceiving you. That is a king-size mattress in the form of a Brigitte shield. Now, before I talk about the details in depth, I just wanted to be very clear that the double-sized Brigitte shield only activates when you use your ultimate. So if you're just walking around not using your ult as Brigitte, it's still gonna be the twin-size mattress shield that we've all come to know and hate over the past couple of years. But looking at all the changes specifically to her ultimate, Brigitte now gains 100 restorable armor to her health pool for the duration of the rally. On top of that, Brigitte no longer builds temporary health like her nearby allies. However, the nearby allies still get temporary health, so just keep that in mind. The barrier not only increases in size, but also increases in health. Like I mentioned before, going from a twin-size mattress to a king-size mattress when you activate the ult, and the health goes from 300 health to 750 health during the ultimate. During the rally, Shield Bash now impacts multiple enemies and it also stuns them. Remember, this is only during the ultimate. All these changes are only during rally. And the final change is that the bonus movement speed got reduced from 30% to 15%, meaning you walk a little bit slower whenever you use the rally ult. And one other change that Brigitte also got was to her repair pack. That's actually kind of a big nerf. The range got reduced from 5 meters, meaning that you have to be a lot closer to the ally to be able to throw your health pack to them. I think this is going to make Brigitte one of, if not the best support heroes to play in Season 4, as long as you have a primary healer to play along with it, because the reason why you play Brigitte right now, or at least the way that I see it, is the rally ultimate, because it is a great initiator ultimate. Now, it's turned up to 11, baby. A better shield. You're able to stun enemies, plus you get 100 restored armor. Now, not just health, but armor to have sustainability as Brigitte. It is just so much better. Yeah, the speed reduction does suck, but I would take that for all these other changes. However, I do want to be known that you still need a primary healer for all the other times that you don't have a Brigitte ultimate, because, well, how else are you going to be able to heal your teammates if you're not just going and being aggro every single time? Especially heroes like Orisa or Reinhardt that don't have a shield to regenerate health or a way to just heal themselves, like someone like Roadhog. It's going to be very hard to play a Zenyatta and a Brigitte into that. So you might want to play someone like a Baptiste, or shoot, maybe even an Ana, or maybe a Mercy. Speaking of Mercy, admittedly, a lot of the Mercy changes are just reverting the changes that we saw originally in Season 3. First and foremost, her healing per second increased from 45 heal per second to 55. However, whenever an ally is under half health, it no longer increases the heals per second. So this means that whenever you're healing a tank, they're just going to do a stagnant 55 heal, whether they're at 20 health or 500 health. The Guardian Angel cooldown got reverted from 2.5 seconds to now 1.5 seconds, and whenever you Mercy super jump, now it adds an additional 0.5 seconds, where previously it was a whole second. So I know this is something that Mercy mains were begging for, because this is what made Mercy so fun and actually have somewhat of a skill cap. And the final change to her Guardian Angel is to her ability input. When after using a jump or a crouch cancel, it no longer starts the cooldown sooner. And the final change is to Mercy's ultimate, where I'm pretty sure this was actually a bug, but whenever you use your ult as Mercy, the support role passive now is active for the whole duration of the Valk, where previously you just didn't heal yourself, I guess. Now, whenever it comes to Mercy changes, admittedly, I'm always hesitant to say whether they're good or bad, but I'm almost positive this is something that all Mercy mains want, because all Mercy mains, or at least the ones that I know, have been begging Blizzard to revert the changes back, and they did literally that. So unless you were a Mercy that only yellow beamed tanks and never used your Guardian Angel, more than likely you like these changes. But let me know in the comments, maybe I'm wrong. And the final hero that's changing at the beginning of Season 4 is my favorite no-thinky healer, Moira, where you can now fade whenever you use your Coalescence. Thank God, man, because I have been wanting this for the longest time. But not everything is all sunshine and rainbows, because her Coalescent bonus movement speed got decreased. Originally, it gave you a 50% movement speed, but now it's at 40%, so a 10% decrease. And this next change is gonna nerf DPS Moira mains, hopefully, because you're now gonna be incentivized to heal just a little bit more, because the linger heal duration increased by 1 whole second, going from 2 seconds to 3 seconds. So DPS Moiras, please, I'm begging you, heal. You get more value than damaging. But hi, gamer boys and e-girls everywhere. That is all of the hero changes that we're going to be seeing at the beginning of Season 4. As always, we probably will see a mid-season patch. So if Mercy Mains hate these changes and they want to revert back to how the other changes were, then we could also see that too. But until then, I love you guys. Thank you guys for watching. More Overwatch 2 videos to come, and bye.